There are two methods of recording credit sales, the gross method and the net method. To differentiate one from the other, let's assume that Samjo Incorporated sold merchandise for 60,000 pesos with terms of 2/10 and over 20. What must be the entry to record the sale? This is a sale of merchandise, so we must credit the sales or sales revenue account, regardless of whether we are using the gross or the net method. Although the problem does not state that this is a sale on credit or on account, it is already understood because of the credit terms 2/10 and over 20. And so we must debit not cash but accounts receivable under both methods. Now, how much must be debited to accounts receivable and credited to sales? Under the gross method, of course, the gross amount of the invoice, which is 60,000. But under the net method, we must already deduct the 2% cash discount from the invoice price. So 100% minus 2% equals 98%. 98% or 0.98 in decimal multiplied by 60,000 equals 58,800, the net amount. Now, suppose that this accounts receivable was subsequently collected within the discount period of 10 days. What must be the entry using the gross method? The accounts receivable was collected. Therefore, it must decrease. Since it is an asset, to decrease, we have to credit it for the amount debited here, since it is understood that it was collected in full. Then, of course, the collection increased the cash. To increase the asset cash, it must be debited. But how much cash was received by the company? Remember, the collection was within the discount period. So the customer was entitled to the 2% cash discount. Therefore, only 98% of 60,000 was received in cash. And that is 58,800. Total debit must equal the total credit. So we must have 1,200 here on the debit side. That is 2% discount multiplied by 60,000. From the viewpoint of Samjo, the seller, this discount is sales discount. Under the net method, debit cash for 58,800, just like here under the gross method. Then likewise, credit accounts receivable. But for how much? 58,800. We must not credit accounts receivable for 60,000 because we only debited it here for 58,800. If we credit 60,000 here, the resulting ledger balance or T account balance of the accounts receivable will be 1,200 on the credit side. That is 58,800 debit minus 60,000 credit. After full collection of these accounts receivable, the balance must already become zero, not 1,200 credit, right? And for that to happen, our credit here must be 58,800 only, which is also the amount debited here. So that 58,800 debit minus 58,800 credit equals 0 because the receivable was already collected. Moving forward now, let's assume that instead of paying Samjo within the discount period, the customer paid after 10 days. What must be the entry? Using the gross method. Debit cash. For how much? 60,000. Because the customer is not entitled to the 2% discount. And therefore, he must pay the entire invoice amount of 60,000. And then what? Credit accounts receivable for 60,000 also, which is the amount debited here. So that 60,000 debit minus 60,000 credit equals 0 accounts receivable balance after the collection. How about under the net method? For collection beyond the discount period. Debit cash for 60,000, just like here. Then credit accounts receivable for how much? 58,800 only. Again, because we only debited 58,800 here. We must not credit it for 60,000 here. Otherwise, the resulting T account balance will not be 0, but 1,200 on the credit side. But then, notice the total debit and total credit are not equal yet. Therefore, we must have another credit for 1,200. But what must be the account title to be credited? Not sales discount, which is a contra sales account and has a normal balance of debit, but sales discount forfeited, which is to be classified by Samjo as other income and has a normal balance of credit. Before you go, please be reminded that of these two methods of recording credit sales, the gross method is the more common one because of its simplicity. As the saying goes, simple is beautiful. Thank you for watching.